Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Carrie Jane and I'm finally back in my house. Now, if you've been following me and seen my other videos, I was not here. I was watching someone's cat and living in their house. And so even though I wanted to make some crystal videos, I couldn't because I didn't have my collection with me and I couldn't just bring all my rocks. just, just to watch a cat. So now that I'm back, I've got about 35 minutes before I have to run to work. So I'm going to try and make this video in a timely manner for both you and me. And it is also Thursday morning, the 21st of December, so happy winter solstice, even though this probably won't be published for a while. I'm super excited for the holidays, and I'm super excited to slowly get light back because the struggle is real. But anyway, so kick back and relax and listen to some of my favorite crystals. Now, these are very carefully hand-picked crystals that I work with constantly. I'll find new pieces and then always gravitate to these 5, though. Because there's so much in the crystal realm and it's pretty overwhelming. So if you go out to the store, if you go on Etsy, you'll be attracted to basically almost everything and want everything, and then you'll pick a few. But this is like my crystal family. It's like my toolbox essentially. And if you asked me like what crystals I would bring to a desert island, these are the 5 crystals. So the first crystal that I will be talking about is selenite, and it is a very well-known crystal, very widely used in the community. It's actually a very good beginner stone. And this is my specimen right here. This in particular is called a selenite tower, but they come in many different, shapes. Like you can get a wand, something that isn't this hefty and meant to like sit around like furniture. You can get something a little bit more easily transported. I also have like this tiny bar that I carry around with me because I like having it with me at all times. Now, this stone is also called liquid light, if that was hard to hear. And it's, I think, very easy to see why. It's extremely shimmery. The way that it reflects light is stunning. And it's magical to me. What's perhaps most interesting about this stone is that unlike many crystals, it never has to be cleared, meaning it doesn't hold negative energies. I think that it would be kind and kind of, a good TLC practice to let it out in the moonlight, because this is a very kind of like nighttime associated with moonlight type of crystal. So that might give it an extra boost, but it never has to be cleared. You never have to reset it like you do with many other crystals. And in fact, a very popular use for this stone is to get kind of like a slate and put all your crystals on top of that slate to clear and charge your other crystals. So that's pretty amazing, if you ask me. So I'm just gonna set this down because it's heavy. But yeah. Now, what I use selenite for personally is protection, and I do eventually plan on making a video for crystals that I use for protection. And I have a very specific visualization that I use for it. But what I want to mention about that in this video is that I'm not sure if it's popular to use selenite in that way. To me, I honestly personally feel this stone is a lot more powerful than people make it out to be, and I don't know if that's that's just how it is for me, if it's a powerful stone for me, or if that's a universal truth for everyone. But all I know is I look at this stone and it feels much more protective and much more useful and shielding than a lot of other stones that have been advised for me to use for protection. So I look forward to going into that, but that's a topic for another video. In times of sickness and distress, I have tried to use it for healing, not just protection. And I basically kind of like grabbed a hold of my big tower and went to bed and just kind of cuddled it for a while. And it does feel to me kind of empowering, you know. It's not just a stone where commonly you feel like a physical sensation, like the stone itself is healing you, but it feels much more like a light worker stone. That's what I'm trying to get at. My personal opinion about selenite is this is an optimal stone for a light worker if you're trying to heal yourself, if you're trying to learn how to heal yourself, if you're trying to affect change in the world. The visualization that I use for protection with this stone also is related to how I try to kind of expand my consciousness and have my presence be a sort of catalyst for change. Again, for another video, and I'm excited to talk about that, but I truly believe that selenite is a very good stone for a light worker. It's much more powerful than you'll read about, and so yeah, give it a, I don't know what that was. Give it a try, and as always, comment below if you use selenite and what you use it for. So the next stone that I want to talk about is sodalite. I keep this stone on my desk. It is blue, so as always with blue stones, really good for the throat chakra, so anything regarding self-expression and communications, this is great to have. However, this has a very specific mechanism that I've noticed, not just in reading about it, but personal use, that is very unique that I have not come across in any other stone. Now, I have found within the spiritual community that everyone seems to gravitate towards lapis lazuli, and for whatever reason I just can't get with it. And in my opinion, sodalite is like lapis's deep philosophical cousin. That is, it's got a denser feel to it. It's got a very rational type of like critical thinking sort of energy to it, hence why I keep it on my work desk. But what I use this for is writer's block. I find it helps me so much, and if you look within this crystal, if my camera will show you, it's got so many complex like white striations, like lines going through it. And so when I meditate on this crystal, it feels like it is helping me work through like the mental tangled yarn that I have when I have writer's block. You ever have just like an overwhelming task to do, or like you need to write an essay or write this, you know, do this crazy project for work or whatever, and it's just overwhelming. There's so many factors and details involved. This stone, it feels like it helps me detangle all of that, and so that for me is the specific mechanism in which it can help self-expression. So yeah, here's one last look at that. Boo, 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 boo. This also, like the specific shape of this, it feels like a gamepad. Like, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's like got this divot in here and it points upwards, up there. And so when I hold it, it feels like I could be playing a video game or something. And I love it when the shape of a crystal like has a particular way of fitting in your hand. Then it really feels like a tool. Like it's very, I don't even think I have to go into that. I think people can relate to that, especially if you're into crystals. So this crystal will probably make an appearance on my Crystals for Creativity video, soon to come. Now, my third favorite crystal is celestite, which I've shown to you before in another video. And I use this specifically for insomnia. I'm not sure I've ever had a crystal where I had such a physical experience with it. Just to start off, this crystal is said to assist with connecting with your spirit guides, or with higher beings, with other realms, etc. Maybe, and I'm sure yes for lots of people, but for me, I don't know what it is. Like when I wake up in the middle of the night, I just pick this up, I grab a hold of it, I'm suddenly so much more calm and I'm able to fall back asleep. That might be because, when I look at it, I feel very comforted. I feel like things are going to be okay. And so I think that's a common thing if you're waking up in the middle of the night. If you have insomnia, you're just you feel a little bit off. You may feel, if you have anxiety, the stone may be the perfect stone for you. If your insomnia is induced by anxiety, pick this up. Or if you have depression, you feel despondent, pick this up. Suddenly feel just so supported, so calm, and it's just so therapeutic. Now this is a cluster, but I also have pieces. I have these guys that would be very good for gridding, and I swear, like, I could buy 30 of these and it wouldn't be enough. Like, I can't get enough of them. I love them so much. So let me see if I can get the camera to cooperate, you guys, just to show them real quick. Yeah. Yep, there's that. The next crystal that I want to talk about is just very simply a way for me to connect to my zodiac sign, which is Aquarius. It's also my rising sign, not just my sun sign. So that's unique to myself. I don't know how many people this would be relevant to, but I've mentioned this in another video. This particular crystal, the way that it is shaped, feels like a compass to me. So I found that I always, like, if I'm struggling throughout the day, I'm struggling with purpose, I'm struggling with whatever, I gravitate towards it and I want to carry it around. And so, yeah, this is a stone that I believe is actually an Aquarian stone. I think that it's a really good gemstone that is often recommended for Aquarians, so that makes sense. I've always said that I know who I am, just not in the context of my surroundings, if that makes any sense. And so, because of this, it can be really easy to feel lost. I actually found a website that explains it perfectly, so rather than stumbling through trying to get through this explanation, I'm going to quote this website and leave it in the description below. It says, Aquamarine, an Aquarian stone. The aquamarine is one of the true birthstones of Aquarius. It is found around the world, with the most important sources in Brazil and Madagascar. It crystallizes in a long, six-sided prism. Its name derives from the Latin word for water of the ocean because of its color, which may be light blue, medium blue, or blue-green, which is this one. The most expensive and desirable color is the darkest blue. Yes, that is pretty rare. Uranus infuses aquamarine with some unusual qualities and a vision beyond our usual limited mindset, making aquamarine the rebel amongst the gems. This is the gemstone of visionaries fighting for a better life, supporting goodness and necessary changes. It urges us to seek freedom and independence and to express our uniqueness. Aquamarine is the stone of innovators ahead of their time in many ways. It encourages us to always question our limiting beliefs with an open mind and to be willing to grow beyond them. It can help us to find our vision and purpose in life and the courage to live them. Hence the reason why I'm always gravitating towards this when I feel like I don't know where I am or where to go. So there you go. Next crystal. So the last crystal I'm going to talk about is one that is very new to me, but I've wanted for a very long time. And then when I finally got it, I don't know why I didn't get it sooner. I already felt very connected to it. And it is aragonite star clusters. And when I finally got it, I said I needed like 5 more, and then I got a few small ones, which are these little guys, and I have a lot of these in my plants. Now these are traditionally known for emotional healing and connection to earth. They're really cool. I believe that they form from the precipitation of minerals in freshwater and marine environments, so perhaps oceans and caves. I definitely agree with that. I don't use this for something different. It's actually also called the conservationist stone, which is perfect for me. I actually have my degree in environmental studies. A lot of what I do with crystal work when it doesn't regard me is earth healing. I want to get involved with earth healing, so this stone is perfect for that. I actually also read online and in different places about how you might be able to help heal ley lines in the earth with this crystal. So I'm extremely excited about this stone, and aside from popular beliefs about it, there's something about it that feels just so celestial to me. It feels so like galactic to me. I don't know why. It kind of looks to me like something that could come from space or form in space. I don't know if that's because I've watched so many science fiction movies and it looks like something otherworldly. But if you look at it, you can very obviously see that it directs light in many different directions, which essentially creates a very high vibration wherever you put them, which is really interesting. But another thought, just going back to the possibility as to why I feel a lot of cosmic energy in this, is that if you're connected to the earth, what is earth? It's made up of elements that were formed in space, and it is a body floating through space and a galactic community. So I think that connection, true connection with the earth, can also be sort of like a doorway to connecting with galactic consciousness and with space, essentially, which is so cool. I love the stone. I love meditating with the stone. I can't not have it really close to me lately. And it's still new to me. I'm really excited to see what other insights I gain having it around and what becomes of it. So, I left out a few things, but it's okay. I rushed a little bit through this video because I have to literally sprint to work now. I went over my time. But I loved making this video. Please like, subscribe, and share it. And if I post this before Christmas, Merry Christmas. If I post it after it, Happy New Year. I hope you're having a lovely time with friends and family. And yeah, I'll see you very soon. And yeah, thank you guys. Bye.